Good morning, everybody, and I'm so glad you're here today. It comes back. Ah, there we go. My camera just came back online, so that's awesome. So anyways, Hi, Marlene. Glad you're here. Welcome to the last in our weeks talking about communication. This is one of my favorite topics because we struggle so hard with it, and I've struggled so hard with it. I came from a family where I was taught to keep my mouth shut and do what I was told, and to know how to get along and how to read people and how to say the right thing and help other people feel really great. And that worked up to a point in my life. It got me really wonderful at knowing how to help people feel good, and helping move people forward. But it meant that a lot of times what meant the most to me didn't get communicated. And it took me, at least a decade to figure out, how does this work? How can I actually get what I'm trying to say across to somebody? And I really wanted to take the time. I tend to have these far-reaching, the ability to see a big picture. And so I wanted to say, this is my goal and how am I going to get there? And that really dove me deep into, how does communication work? Hi, Melody. I'm so glad you're here. So if you don't know who I am, I'm Rita Hickman. I'm a massage therapist, shiatsu massage therapist. I'm an Asian medicine energy worker. Hey, Bhante Sujatha's here too. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate you being here. I'm an Asian medicine energy worker, and I help teach other women how to navigate, their body, mind, and their nervous system, because we live in a really stressed out world anymore. And we were taught bad habits. We weren't taught how to communicate in an authentic way. Most of us weren't raised in a community that really focused on kindness, compassion, as well as being able to be vulnerable with another human being. And it's that vulnerability that really is one of the scariest things that we deal with in communication. And so, because we're nervous around it, we tend to avoid it at all costs. But if you've got a plan, and there's a roadmap and a plan on how to get across what you're trying to say, especially to the people that matter to you. So over the week, we've talked about different skills of communication, how we work consciously, subconsciously, unconsciously, how there is no perfect, how you look for those magic moments to open up. And that's the topic for today. Hi, Carrie. I'm so glad you're here. The topic is how to communicate perfectly. So at the down and dirty baseline of it is, as long as you keep communicating in a variety of ways, your message will get across to the people that matter most to you. And if you try a wide variety of ways, and you try everything that you look at and understand, it will work. And if it doesn't work, then that really is not the situation or the relationship that you want. And then you say to yourself, this person is an adult, they can handle whatever's happening to them, and I need to make sure I go on my way. So anyways, we're talking about perfection and communication, and especially about moods. So yesterday I talked about looking for magical doors to open, looking for the perfect opportunity to say the thing that's been buried or that you've been trying to say. Because when people are in the right space, then they're receptive to the messages, to the heartaches, to the things that are most important to you that you've been trying to say in a wide variety of ways, which they just haven't gotten because they're way too self-absorbed. One of the things I like to work with is my own mood. When we talk about communication and we talk about using a wide variety of tools and ways to communicate to get through people's self-absorbed bubble, when we talk about all of those tools, we also want to talk about the place that we're in. I'm someone who has a lot of different moods. I go through many, many moods every day. Happiness, anger, sadness, irritation, frustration. And I embrace those moods. and I use them to move my messages forward. Now, a lot of people, let's say you wait to show that you're angry until there's no good reason for you to not show that you're angry. You know, there's no good reason anymore, like you don't care about the person anymore, they don't matter to you, and now I'm going to tell you like it is, and I'm going to be real clear with you because it doesn't matter and you can't affect me, and I don't care what your opinion is. That's not a very good way to communicate, because what happens is, for many people, that's the first time that the people who care about us have seen through their self-absorption and actually heard what we had to say. And that's when the communication process started for them. We might have been trying for 10, 20, 30 years to say something and they haven't gotten it. And when we, are real clear about our message, that's when finally they're like, oh, you mean you've been saying something? I didn't realize what you were saying actually mattered or what you were saying was important. So we have to start this process of communicating way earlier than we think we need to. So when I am angry, one of the things I coach people is to be angry before you're really angry. Hi, Sherry. I'm so glad you joined us today. So to be angry before you're at the end of your rope, to demonstrate your emotions with when you're irritated or frustrated, to express those things. And the same thing when you're joyful, to express that stuff. We get very locked into one state of mind or one point of view. And because of that, the person we're communicating with only gets that one point of view, and they tune it out. They don't hear it anymore. They hear the variety. And so when you go through your moods in the day, whether you're depressed, angry, happy, balanced, joyful, excited, when you express that to people, you're moving your message forward. So when someone if your issue's over taking the garbage out, let's keep it small and simple. When your issue is someone taking the garbage out, and you get really excited because you're in a really great mood one day when the garbage gets taken out, and you demonstrate that in that joyfulness. Oh, I'm extremely excited. Hi, Geneva. I'm extremely excited that the garbage is out. Oh my God, this is fabulous. The kitchen doesn't smell. Ugh, it's clean. I'm so happy. To express that happiness, or when you're irritated, to express that irritation. You know what? I'm just irritated today. And I just don't have any tolerance, and I don't have any patience, and I don't want to deal with this. I'm just letting you know. Or let's say depression. You walk in and you're like, everything feels so heavy today. I just don't know. I feel worn out. I feel like I can't do these things. Most of the people who know you the best, who are most intimate with you, have only been seeing one side of you. They haven't been seeing the full spectrum and color of who you are. They've been seeing what they've pulled out of you. They haven't seen your whole self. When you start communicating with your whole self, with all the different moods and personalities you may have and likes and interests, instead of narrowing yourself to just the one that is perfect or just the one you think will work, that's what will actually sabotage you. When you try to find the perfect way and stick to that path and that road, you're not really communicating with the people that you love, because you aren't getting past their conscious mind. You aren't getting into their psyche, because they've seen the one version of you that you show them, and then they tune it out, because that's how human beings work. Hey, Christine, glad you're here. So take advantage and be okay with the wide variety of thoughts, feelings, and emotions that pop up into your head, and share them. Don't wait until they're so big that they consume you, that they consume the conversation. Because as I said, many times that's the first time the people that care about us have really hurt us. Because in their world, they've only seen one or two aspects of who we are. It's time to express every shade and every color, the 50 shades of you, every part and piece of you. And that's how perfect communication happens. Because it doesn't happen with one perfect way of saying it. It doesn't happen with, we're just going to keep pounding this point home until you get it. I'm never going to stop. And it doesn't happen when we wait until we feel we have no choice, till we can't hide how we feel anymore, all those negative feelings, until we can't take it anymore. If we wait until then, we've waited way too long to express who we are. So perfect communication and the perfect way to get across your message is to stay on point, stay on message, but express it through all the different shades and colors of who you are. Express it through your happiness and your anger and your irritation and your joy and your frustration. Hey, Sarah, glad you're here. Show people what it's like to be a human being, what it's like to have a wide variety of personalities and points of view, and that your points of view can change. Let yourself be more than the role that people have put on you or the role that you've decided to take. And if you do this in all of your environments, and that to me is true authenticity. Many people feel that authenticity is, hey, Janny, many people feel that authenticity is when you say it like it is. It's a truth bomb. This is the way it's going to go. And you need to listen to me. They feel that may be authenticity, that it's this big expression of how they feel, dramatic and overwhelming. I'm going to be this force for change. Communication really is in showing people, and authenticity is in showing people all the shades of you, of your personality, of your humanity, good, bad, and indifferent. And when you do that, then you don't feel the need to blow up. You don't feel the need to have things go out of control, because you're consistently expressing yourself so it doesn't get bottled up, so it doesn't turn into a health issue. You're consistently showing life in all of its beauty, So stop putting judgments on who you're supposed to be and how you're supposed to do things, because that gets in the way of connecting with anybody else. One of the reasons that I'm good at what I do is because I like to show people all my different parts and pieces. And because I show it to them, because I don't bottle it up, it doesn't come across as super dramatic. It comes across as pretty low-key with a lot of humor. But I'm always saying the things which are coming up into my head, with some, mindfulness. I don't say everything that comes into my head, but I let people see all the different sides of my crystal. And when I do that, now they're getting the same message that I'm trying to get across. They're getting it in multiple different ways. I'm able to feel and follow the energy of the exchange and say the perfect thing that needs to be said at the perfect time, because my intuition is dialed in. And I really am able to get rapport and work with people, and they listen to me, because I'm not calling them stupid. I'm not getting defensive. I'm not blowing them off or ignoring them. I'm simply expressing my point of view that I have right now. So I would like to invite you to do the same thing. I'd like to invite you to start piece by piece, showing people different sides and parts and pieces of you. And you may get some blowback from other people, for sure. They'll be like, well, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard, or I can't believe that that's what you think. So start small. Start showing parts of yourself to people who are safe. And the more comfortable you get with doing that, with sharing your points of view and ideas and moods and opinions, the more comfortable you are doing that because you found safe places, then it becomes easier and more comfortable to show those different sides of you to the people who have a big impact on your life, who make you a little nervous or a little worried. You're more comfortable expressing yourself because it's not going to come out wrong. It's just going to come out as interesting and curious and fun and funny. So cut yourself some slack and let yourself be real. So there you go. I know, sounds simple, right? Wrong. But once you start on this path, it means that you'll keep getting better at it and you'll keep getting smoother. And if you want some more help with it, let me know, because this is my specialty. I work with women one-on-one to navigate all of this stuff that makes them crazy. So happy Friday. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Yesterday was the first day of spring on the meteorological calendar. So happy spring, and I will see you on Monday. Okay? Bye.